So 51st question, what they asked. The area of cross section of a steel wire is 0.1 centimeter square and Young's modulus value is for steel is 2 into 10 to the power of 11 Newton per meter square. The force required to stretch it by 0.1% of its length is, 4 options they have given, we have to choose the right answer. So is this over or not? Let it be, whether it is over or not. Again, I am going to solve this one, 51st one. So from the question, what they have given, area they have given. So what they have given, area they have given, that is 0.1 centimeter square, and that is converted into 0.1 into 10 to the power of -4 meters square. That is converted into meter. And Young's modulus value they have given, that is 2 into 10 to the power of 11 Newton per meter square. And we have to calculate delta L by L, that is they have given 0.1%. So if you convert that one, it becomes 0.1 divided by 100 ಮಾಡಿದ್ರೆ 0.1 into 10 to the power of -2 ಅಂತ ಬರಿಬಹುದು. So we know the formula. Young's modulus is given by force by area whole divided by change in length to the original length. So from this we can modify the formula for force y into delta L by L into area. So just substitute all the known values. So Young's modulus value 2 into 10 to the power of 11 into 0.1 into 10 to the power of -2 into 0.1 into 10 to the power of -4. If you simplify this one, definitely we are possible to get this one as 200 Newton, or this is equal to 2 into 10 to the power of 3 because 3 zeros are there, Newton. So here the right answer, how much we are possible to get? So the right answer is which one for 51? So that is B1 is the right answer. Next, 52th one. A stone of mass M is tied to one end of the wire of length L. Diameter of the wire is D. It is suspended vertically. Stone is now rotated in a horizontal plane and makes an angle theta with the vertical. If Young's modulus of the wire is Y, then increase in length of the wire, how we are going to represent? Let us see this one. So 52th one. So this situation, let us draw with the help of diagram. So let us consider this is the length L, and here the center point, from this distance it is measured by angle theta. T is the tension and it is resolved. The tension is resolved into two components. This is weight W is equal to mg and this is T cos theta. And here this is the angle is going to form. This is T sin theta. This is the center point that is represented by O here. So here for vertical equilibrium of stone, that is given by T cos theta is equal to mg, or you can represent this one as T is equal to mg divided by cos theta. So consider this one as equation 1. So we know Young's modulus is represented as T divided by A into L divided by delta L, or delta L is equal to TL into A into Young's modulus. So this we are possible to get by using equation 1 itself. So just tension is nothing but mass into acceleration due to gravity. Area is substituted as cos theta pi d square divided by 4 into Young's modulus, or you can modify this one 4 mgl divided by pi d square Young's modulus into cos theta. So according to this relation, so which answer is suitable? So which answer is suitable for this? For 52th one, according to that one, the right answer is C-th one. So this relation we got. 53rd one, when the load on a wire is increased from 3 kg weight to 5 kg weight, the elongation increased from 0.61 millimeter to 1.02 millimeter. Work done during the extension of the wire is how much they ask. Here 4 options they have given. 16 into 10 to the power of minus 3. Second one 8 into 10 to the power of minus 2. Third one 20 into 10 to the power of minus 2. Fourth one 11 into 10 to the power of minus 3. 4 options they have given. So for 53rd one, how we are going to solve? Let us see. So work done in stretching the wire through 0.61 millimeter under the load of 3 kg weight, that is represented as W1 is equal to half stretching force into extension. And just substitute the values, that is half into 3 into 9.8 into 0.61 into 10 to the power of minus 3. So if you simplify this one, it becomes 8.967 into 10 to the power of minus 3 joules. So similarly, work done in stretching the wire through 1.02 millimeter under load of 5 kg. So that is calculated by using formula W2 is equal to half into 5 into 9.8 into 1.02 into 10 to the power of minus 3. So if you simplify this one, it becomes 24.99 into 10 to the power of minus 3 joules. So then by using these two, delta W value is equal to difference we are taking, that is W2 minus of W1. So after simplification, 24.99 minus of 8.96 into 10 to the power of minus 3. So after simplification, we are possible to get this one as 16 into 10 to the power of minus 3 joules. So according to this one, the right answer for 53rd one, that is For 53rd one, 8th one is the right answer. So just calculate correctly and check whether this much of answer you are possible to get or not. 54th one, the ratio of diameters, length and Young's moduli of steel and brass wire, that is already shown in the diagram itself. So this is for steel wire and this is for brass wire. That is from the figure P and Q respectively. Then corresponding, the ratio of increase in length would be. So we have to calculate the ratio for that one. So 54th one. So we know the Young's modulus formula, that is FL divided by A into delta L, or you can write this one 4 times of FL divided by pi d square into delta L also. So here where the symbols, already you know the meaning of that is. So just from this we can modify, or we can have the formula for delta L, that is 4FL divided by pi d square into Young's modulus. Or 2 wires are there for steel and for brass, it is, we have to take the ratio. So therefore delta L for steel and for brass wire. So that is given by Fs divided by Fv into Ls divided by Lb into d square for brass as well as for steel, and Young's modulus of brass to the Young's modulus of steel. So S means for steel it is, B is nothing for brass it is. So here, so Fs is calculated by taking the sum of 2 meter plus of 3 meter, that's equal to 5 milligram. And for brass it is 3 milligram. And Ls divided by Lv, we can consider that one as Q, and ds divided by db, we are considering that one as P, and ys divided by yb, we are considering that one as R. Means in order to reduce the equation, so we are giving some notation. Therefore, delta S Ls divided by delta Lb is equal to 5 by 3 into Q in the bracket of 1 by P whole square into 1 by R. So after simplification, we are getting this one as 5 Q 3 divided by 3 P square into R. Therefore, for 54th one, the right answer is B one. I hope you got this one. Next, 55th one. A copper wire of length 2.4 meter and steel of wire length 1.6 meter, both of diameter 3 millimeter, are connected end to end and stretched by a load. Net elongation is found to be 0.7 millimeter. Load applied is, in the bracket they have given Young's modulus of copper value, that is 1.2 into 10 to the power of 11. And for steel, they have given 2 into 10 to the power of 11. And 4 options they have given, and we have to choose the right answer for this. So here, let us assume load applied by W, since both the wires have same tension and same area of cross section, therefore both wires have same tensile stress. Then it is represented like this. 55th one we are solving. So stress is given by the formula Young's modulus into strain, or it can be represented as W by A is equal to YC into delta LC divided by LC, or Young's modulus of steel into delta LS divided by LS. Consider this one as equation 1. So C and S refers to copper and for steel. Therefore, delta LC divided by delta LS is equal to LC divided by LS into Young's modulus of steel to the Young's modulus of copper. And for copper wire, LC value they have given, that is 2.4 meter. And for steel they have given, that is 1.2 into 10 to the power of 11. Sorry, for steel wire, so LS value is 1.6 meter and Young's modulus for steel is 2 into 10 to the power of 11 Newton per meter square. So here it is calculated by using formula delta LC divided by delta LS is equal to 2.4 divided by 1.6 into 2 into 10 to the power of 11 divided by 1.2 into 10 to the power of 11. So after simplifying, we are possible to get this one as 5 by 2. And total elongation we have to calculate. Therefore, total elongation is equal to delta LC plus of delta LS. So that's equal to 0.7 millimeter, or you can convert into meter also. So solving equation 2 and 3. So we get delta LC is equal to 5 into 10 to the power of minus 4 and delta LS is equal to 2 into 10 to the power of minus 4 meter. So this is from equation we can possible to get. Therefore, W is equal to A into Young's modulus for copper, delta LC, change in length for copper to the original length of copper. So pi into 1.5 into 10 to the power of minus 3 into 1.2 into 10 to the power of 11 into 5 into 10 to the power of minus 4 whole divided by 2.4. After simplification, we can possible to get this one as 1.8 into 10 to the power of 2 Newton. So according to this one, the right answer for 55 is that is B1 is the right answer. Okay, so someone is asking to repeat this one. So 55th one, we are using the formula stress is equal to Young's modulus into strain. Huh? So notations meaning, if you remember, definitely easily it can possible to understand. So first what we did is W by A is equal to Young's modulus of copper, that's equal to delta LC divided by LC, original length of copper. So you can equate with the for steel wire. Consider that one as equation 1. And delta LC divided by delta LS is equal to LC divided by LS into Young's modulus for steel to the copper wire. So just substitute all the given values. So then after we are getting equation 2 here. So here after substituting all the known values, so delta LC divided by delta LS, substitute the known values, we are getting 5 by 2 and total elongation we have to calculate. Therefore, we are taking the sum of delta LC plus of delta LS is equal to 0.7 millimeter, or you can convert that one into meter also. So using equation 2 and equation 3 I mentioned here. So here from 2 and 3, so we are possible to get that one as Delta LC values already mentioned here. Equation 3 means total elongation. So let us consider this one as equation 3. So from means by solving equation 2 and 3, so delta LC we are getting 5 into 10 to the power of -4, and delta LS we are getting 2 into 10 to the power of -4. Just substitute all the known values and finally total value of W we are getting that one as 1.8 into 10 to the power of 2 Newton. Just observe step by step. Definitely it can possible to understand this one. Therefore, for 55th one, so the right answer is which one? B one is the right answer. Next, 56th one. In the question number 55, the ratio of elongation of steel to the copper wire is just what we calculated before. We are taking the help of that one. So 56th one means we are taking the help of 55th question in order to solve 56. So here from equation 1 in 55, from that solution, what we are getting, delta LS divided by delta LC is equal to delta LS divided by LC into Young's modulus of copper to the steel. So substitute the given values, then delta LS divided by delta LC is equal to 1.6 divided by 2.4 into 1.2 into 10 to the power of 11 divided by 2 into 10 to the power of 11. So after simplifying, we got this one as 2 divided by 5. So here we took the help of this one only. So here according to this one, which one is the right answer? Can you guess? So for 56th one, the right answer is B one. 57th one. A steel wire of length 4.5 meter and cross-sectional area 3 into 10 to the power of -5 meter square structures by the same amount as a copper wire of length 3.5 meter and a cross-sectional area of 4 into 10 to the power of -5 meter square under a given load. The ratio of Young's modulus of steel to the copper we have to calculate. Can you try this one? So 57th one. So what they have given for copper wire, length of copper is 3.5 meter and area of cross section for copper wire 4 into 10 to the power of -5 meter square. Same thing for steel. LS is means length of steel wire is 4.5 meter. Area of cross section for steel wire is 3 into 10 to the power of -5 meter square. Using the formula of Young's modulus, we know force by area divided by change in length to the original length. Or you can modify this one as F divided by delta L is equal to Young's modulus of steel, area of cross section for steel to the length of steel, or Young's modulus for copper, area of cross section for copper to the length of copper. So just all the known values are substituted in this. Then substitute the known value, that is 4.5 into 4 into 10 to the power of -5 divided by 3.5 into 3 into 10 to the power of -5. So after simplifying, we are possible to get the ratio as 1.7. So according to this one, for 57th one, the right answer is which one? C Sheath one is the right answer. Okay. 58th one. Young's modulus of wire of length L and radius R is Y. Length is reduced to L by 2 and radius is reduced to R by 2. Then Young's modulus, how we are going to represent? They ask the question. So it is very easy. Young's modulus depend upon nature of the material and it does not depend upon geometrical dimension. Therefore, B1 is the right answer. Next, 59th one. A copper and steel wire of same diameter are connected end to end. A deforming force F is applied to this composite wire which causes the total elongation of 1 centimeter. The two wires will have, so 4 options they have given. So go through the 4 options. Just try to answer which one is related. So we know the formula for this one. That is stress is equal to force by area. So as each wire is of same diameter, area of cross section is same for both the wires. As both the wires have same force, area of cross section also same, therefore stress is same for both the wires. So Young's modulus is given by the formula, that is stress divided by strain, or you can modify this one, strain is equal to stress by Young's modulus. So Young's modulus is different for both the wires and stress is same for both the wires. Therefore, strain is different for both the wires. For 59th one, B1 is the right answer. 60th one. Which of the following apparatus is used to determine the Young's modulus of the material of the wire? So this is very easy. You yourself can possible to answer this one. Young's modulus of the material of the given wire is determined by using which apparatus? Schur's apparatus. Therefore, 8th one is the right answer. 61st one. With rising temperature, Young's modulus of elasticity, what it happened? They ask the question. Young's modulus of elasticity decreases with rising temperature. Therefore, B1 is the right answer. Got this one? Sixty-tooth one. The length of rubber cord so 61st one, it is very easy. Young's modulus of elasticity with rising temperature, what it happen? It decreases. For 61st one, B1 is the right answer. 62th one. Length of a rubber cord is L1 meter. When tension is 4 Newton and L2 meter, when tension is 6 Newton. Length, when the tension is 9 Newton is. How you are going to calculate for this one? Just try to understand this one. So 62th one. So length, let original unstretched length be L and assume ಮಾಡ್ಕೊಂಡ್ರೆ Young's modulus is given by tension T divided by area L divided by delta L, or you can write this one as 4 divided by A L divided by L1 minus of 1, that's equal to 6 by area L divided by L2 minus of L1. Same thing, 9 by area L divided by L3 minus of L. So if you simplify this one, this become 4 into L3 minus of L1 is equal to 9 into L1 minus of L, or after simplifying 4 times of L3, 5 times of L is equal to 9 times of L1. Consider this one as equation 1. And again, 6 into L3 minus of L is equal to 9 into L2 minus of L1, or you can modify this one as 2 times of L3 plus of L is equal to 3 times of L2. So consider this one as equation 2. So to obtain L3 value, so we are going to solve equation 192. So from 192, so after simplifying that one L3 value, we are possible to get 2.5 L2 minus of 1.5 into L1 meter. So according to this one, for 62th one, the right answer is 8th one. Next, 63, it is very easy based on theoretical concept only. The ratio of shearing stress to the shearing strain is defined as what we are going to call shear modulus. Right answer for 63rd one is C one. Good. Ashwini Bhavya answered right. 64. Shear modulus again and karitive. 4 options they have given. Shear modulus is also known as modulus of rigidity. Therefore, C1 is the right answer. 65th one. Which of the following statement is correct in this case? Anta kelidare. Ali kelagade 4 options kottidara. Go through 4 options. And when we observe all the 4 options, so here in case of shearing stress, there is a change in shape without any change in volume. So in case of hydraulic stress, there is a change in volume without any change in shape agodrinda B1 is the right answer. Got this one? Next, 66th one. Sixth one, you try yourself. Suppose if you are not getting means, definitely we shall solve in next class. 67th one, they took the help of 66th question itself. So after solving that only we can possible to get the 67th one. So both are connected with each other. Therefore, you try 66th one. Suppose if you are not getting the 66th one means, definitely we'll solve both 66th and 67th one. Question I am showing here. 66th and 67th. Next, 68th one. Two parallel and opposite forces, each 500 Newton, are applied tangentially to the upper and lower faces of a cubical metal block of side 25 centimeter. The angle of shear is how much they asked. 68th one. So what they have given? What they have given? Force they have given. So 68th one. So force, how much they have given? 5,000 Newton. And the length they have given 25 centimeter. You can convert into meter also. So then area they have given 25 into 10 to the power of -2 meters square it is, or this becomes 625 into 10 to the power of -4 meters square. And meter value they have given 80 gigapascal, or you can write giga is nothing but 10 to the power of 9, value it is pascal as it is. And we have to calculate angle of shear, that is nothing but theta is equal to force divided by area into meter. So substitute all the known values, then it becomes 5000 divided by 625 into 10 to the power of -4 into 80 into 10 to the power of 9. So after simplifying, we are possible to get this one as 10 to the power of -6 radian. According to this one, for 68th one, which one is the right answer? C one is the right answer. Next, 69th one. The edge of an aluminium cube is 10 centimeter long. One face of the cube is firmly fixed to a vertical wall. A mass of 100 kg is then attached to the opposite face of the cube. Vertical deflection of this face is. So 4 options they have given. And we have to choose the right answer. So here shear modulus is given by the formula neta is equal to force by area, change in length to the original length, or you can modify this one, this formula delta L is equal to FL divided by neta into area, and substitute all the values, that is 1000 Newton into 10 into 10 to the power of -2 divided by neta value is 25 into 10 to the power of 9 into 100 area into 10 to the power of -4. If you simplify this one, it becomes 4 into 10 to the power of -7 meter. So according to this one, for 69th one, the right answer is C one. Next, 70th one. For most materials, Young's modulus is n times the modulus of rigidity, where n is. 4 options they have given. So for most material, modulus of rigidity is 1/3 of Young's modulus, and that is given by neta is equal to 1/3 into Young's modulus, or Young's modulus is equal to 3 times of neta. Therefore, n value is 3. Therefore, right answer is B1. Next, 71th. A square lead slab of side 50 centimeter and thickness 10 centimeter is subjected to a shearing force of 9 into 10 to the power of 4 Newton. The lower edge is riveted to the floor. How much will the upper edge be displaced? They ask the question. And here, just imagine the lead slab that is fixed and force is applied parallel to the narrow face. Then area of the face parallel to this force is given by, so that is area is equal to 50 into 10 centimeter. So we are possible to get that one as 0.5 meter square. Or here for this we are using the formula neta is equal to force divided by area whole divided by change in length to the original length, or delta L is equal to FL divided by neta into area. Just substitute all the known values of force, length, neta value, and area of cross section. And after substituting all the values, we are possible to get the final answer as 0.16 millimeter. So according to this one, 0.16 millimeter means 8th one is the right answer. So using this formula, just calculate. We are possible to get the answer 0.16. Got this one? Next, 72th one. The metal cube of size 10 centimeter is subjected to shearing stress of 10 to the power of 4 Newton per meter square. Modulus of rigidity if the top of the cube is displaced by 0.05 with respect to its bottom is. 4 options they have given, we have to choose the right answer. So here what they have given, this is calculated by using formula neta is equal to shearing stress divided by shearing strain. So just substitute the value, that is 10 to the power of 4 divided by 0.05. So we can possible to get this value as 2 into 10 to the power of 6 Newton per meter square. So before that, so shearing strain, that is calculated by the formula delta L by L is equal to 0.05 divided by 10. So using that one, meter value is calculated and we got the answer 2 into 10 to the power of 6 Newton per meter square. The right answer is 8th one. Next, 73. For an ideal liquid, always 4 options they have given. Only 2 are visible here. Another 2 I will show that one. So we know for an ideal liquid, bulk modulus is infinity and shear modulus value is 0. If you remember the value, definitely you can choose the right answer. For 73rd one, the right answer is 8th one, because it is based on theoretical concept itself. Next, remaining 2 options are given like this. 74th one, which of the following statement is incorrect? And 4 options they have given. Among 4 options, solids are least compressible, whereas gases are most compressible. That we already know. Gases are about 1,000,000 times compressible than solids. Therefore, all other statements are correct. So for 74th, which of the following statement is incorrect? They asked to choose. Therefore, 8th one is incorrect one. Remaining all are correct options. 75th one. A sphere contracts in volume by 0.01% when taken to the bottom of sea 1 kilometer deep. The bulk modulus of the material of the sphere is density of seawater. They have given, using that one we have to calculate. So 75th one. So what they have given, delta V by V, change in volume to the original volume, they have given 0.01 divided by 100. H is equal to 1 kilometer. That you can possible to write that one as 10 to the power of 3 meter. And the rho value is 1 into 10 to the power of 3 kg per meter cube. And pressure is calculated by using formula rho GH. 10 to the power of 3, 1 into 10 to the power of 3 into 9.8. If you simplify this one, we are getting 9.8 into 10 to the power of 6 Newton per meter square. And bulk modulus is given by the formula P divided by delta V by V. Substitute all the known values. Then we are getting that one as 9.8 into 10 to the power of 10 Newton per meter square. So according to this one, for 75th one, which one is the right answer? That is B one is the right answer. 76th one, the bulk modulus of water, if its volume changes from 100 liter to 99.5 liters under a pressure of 100 atmosphere is. So here we are using the formula. According to the definition of bulk modulus, we are using the formula B is equal to minus of P divided by delta V by V. So here pressure is 100 atmosphere pressure and delta V value is 99.5 minus of 100. If you do this one, we are getting that one as minus 0.5 liters and volume is 100 liter. So therefore, in this formula, just substitute all the known values. So that is P value is 10 to the power of 7 divided by delta V by V value is. So here, if you simplify this one, according to this one, 10 to the power of 7 divided by minus 0.5 whole divided by 100. So we can possible to get this one as 2 into 10 to the power of 9 Newton per meter square. Therefore, according to this one, C1 is the right answer. That is 2 into 10 to the power of 9. Got this one? I hope you got this one. Based on these problems, if you are having any doubt, you can put in the chat box. Having any doubt? So if you are having no doubt means we'll end up the session. So these are the solutions what we did before. If you want to note down, you can note down. So last 76th one, it is very easy. So just use the formula. Bulk modulus is given by minus P divided by delta V by V. For 76th one, they are asking. We are using the formula B is equal to minus P divided by delta V by V. So here pressure is 10 to the power of 7. And if you take the difference of volumes, we are getting 0.5 whole divided by 100. So after simplifying, we are possible to get 2 into 10 to the power of 9 Newton per meter square. So just we are using the formula of bulk modulus. That is minus P divided by delta V by V here. Got this one? Okay, try to practice this and some more problems we shall solve in next session. Thank you.